Good morning. Thank you so much for sharing this morning all together and to give me this space to talk to you about innovation, which is my passion. Before I start talking about innovation, I would like you to maybe think about, maybe you're curious about innovation, maybe you work with innovation for your work, maybe you think about an example, maybe you think about something is not innovation. So just take 2 seconds to think about innovation as a word, the meaning of the word. So now that you have that in your head, you're welcome to close your eyes if you want. And what we're going to do is close your eyes. And then just take a deep breath. And then release if there is any tension so we could really make space for this morning. And take another breath. Just inhale. And exhale. And then we're going to do one more. And with the inhale, you're going to inhale. And you're going to welcome the word innovation. And then you exhale when you're ready. And with that exhale, you're going to feel where does innovation feels in your body. Where in your body innovation feels. Where? Yes, do you feel it in your belly, maybe in your head? And that feeling, we're going to start with that feeling. So we are connected to this conversation. So do you feel it maybe in your head? Is it something that creates a bit of tension maybe? Maybe it feels good. Maybe it feels like an emotion of excitement. But where it really feels. Because sometimes I was trained as an industrial designer and innovation always was really stressful for me. But then I didn't like because innovation in a world of consumption, in a world of capitalism, innovation is so much pressure. Is related with new, is related with what is next. And then we just need to get rid of what was behind us. And I was just against that. And I just didn't like the word innovation when it should be exciting, like in your belly, right? So then I decided to study public art. I become an artist, and then I study biomimicry, and there's a lot of I would like to share with you. But today, we'll be going to connect through this space for innovation. So the most wonderful system, but I will call being, that we could connect is planet Earth. And planet Earth is the most wonderful system for innovation. Why? Not because maybe you see a tree and the tree already settled, the tree already knows to be a tree, probably a tree, you will think that maybe is not innovation. But if we think about planet Earth as a system, what it emerged from Earth is pure innovation. All the time is innovation. And all the system, everything that is connected in this beautiful planet, everything that connects produces life. And life is the most pure form of innovation. So next time that you see yourself in the mirror, take a moment and see yourself in the mirror and look at your eyes. You are the most wonderful creation of innovation that exists in this planet. You are unique with your experiences, with your challenges, with everything that you have. You are the most wonderful wonder of innovation. So all the things that we need to experience need to come from there. So let's start from there. Innovation is already present. But how we unlock the key of innovation? Okay, I see myself, Earth produced me, I'm part of Earth, but how innovation happened? So my talk is about that. How innovation happened, and this is my personal journey. We need to walk on Earth with a sense of wonder. We need to walk and be open to discover every step we go, wherever we go. We need to look around and see what is there. And then if you walk this path with a sense of wonder, then you can maybe have a bit of knowledge. And if you're not ready for knowledge, you'll be open to discover. So we walk with a sense of wonder and excitement. But then what happened? You have life, and then you're driving, and there's traffic, and it's stressful, and then, so how I find solutions? How can there be innovation when there's a lot of traffic, for example? Well, my inspiration also is nature. I like to learn from nature. When you see the ants, it's not traffic. So many ants, they're so busy, they're carrying so much stuff, they all busy, they have a mission. It's like, move around. I need to walk through with my big leaf. That is so heavy. But what happened with us when we're driving? Why is so much traffic? Well, think about that next time that you're driving. Instead of being in a rush of where you need to go, be present. Maybe you can be present and think, okay, I'm an ant for a moment. And then can I maybe use the strategies from nature to be kind? How can I let this person pass? Can I take a moment? I'm in a rush. That person is in a rush. But just take a moment. So how does nature work? We need to make those questions, and maybe we could have less traffic. Is there innovation there? Well, maybe it's not that we're changing the whole system, or we're creating better roads, or we're preventing accidents, but we are implementing thinking of how we think, how does nature work, and then maybe there is some innovation. When we think of as a collective, we hear a lot. So we are in a system, and that system put a lot of pressure on us. That system put a lot of, not pressure, oppression. I will say the system is oppression. So what we do, we all have homes. We need to pay rent or pay a mortgage, right? But how does the system work? This oppression. So when I look at nature, I find this example really inspiring because they hermitage crabs. So when a hermitage crab need to find a new home, because I grew up so much, this shell doesn't work anymore. And then the shell, find a shell, a hermitage crab find a shell, but it's too big. No, it's too big. I cannot live here. I'm not big enough. So what the hermitage crab does, wait until other crab come. And then it comes and it's like too small. So then what happened at the beach, and you could really Google this and find that it's true, okay? So you go and then find out, and what they do is they start gathering all together, gathering. And then in this gathering, while they're gathering, well, what are we gonna do? Well, they start measuring each other. Oh, you small, you big, and they make a line from small to big, and they're waiting. So when they're ready, they swap, and they get the right home for them. So when you hear in your system the oppression of the system telling you, if you want to sell your house, oh, no, the market is too bad. No, that's not possible. You know, don't let the system put so much pressure on you. Release that, drop it. Drop the story of oppression. Because otherwise you're never going to bring innovation in your life. Drop it now, because that is change. That, to me, is social change. When you're able to drop the story of oppression in your life, and then you could say, you know what? I have this, I don't need it. I'm gonna make space for others. I can create sharing. And then you don't listen to that, you drop the story, and then you find the right home. You sell your home. You know, someone is waiting for this place because anyone needs a home, and that person is gonna come. So that sense of trust is in nature. So if you drop the story of oppression, you also maybe can get rid of fear, okay? So when you're thinking about making space, when you drop the story of oppression in our society, you can start bringing an innovation in your field. I love these examples. I love textiles, but also textiles create a lot of environmental impact because of fast fashion, because of the way that we use all the dyes that don't integrate, chemicals that create a lot of pollution. And there is many forms in nature that bring zero impact in the environment. But you first need to make space to create these very innovative solutions in your field. So innovation happens in your life if you make that space. And then you could really start thinking about how can you bring that to create a solution, an innovation, or to solve a problem. And maybe if you start paying more attention to your life, maybe you can solve a bigger problem. Or maybe you find another person that have also a same challenge, and then you could translate that into a bigger scale. I just have 2 examples of my work. But this is an example that is very close to my heart because I'm an environmental activist. And it's a lot of suffering in this world for environmental impact. It's a lot of pain in my heart. I feel sad. I feel sad when I go to the supermarket and I need to buy plastic with my tomatoes or my apples. And literally, I suffer. But then I didn't make the system. Did you create the system? Well, we, in a way, we victims of like this system. But when I realized that, I said, okay, I'm not gonna keep all the packaging because now my house is like a trash can. I need to throw them away. Okay, I didn't create the system, but I wanna do something about it. So yes, we didn't create the system, but don't get comfortable with that because otherwise never is gonna be changed. Don't get comfortable with the things you don't like, but don't let those things paralyze your life. No, okay? So this project is very beautiful because I was always being worried about the loss of biodiversity in our planet. I see the bees, and I love the bees. And then when I see the bees dying, I'm just like, oh, I'm so scared, what are we gonna do? And the loss of biodiversity, and then I can sleep at night, and then I woke up, and I'm not doing enough. Oh, okay, drop, I need to sleep. Okay, so shake it out. So I spent 2 years with my Mayan family, they're my extended family in Chiapas. And this was many, many years ago, probably 2007. And I started making questions. Hey, kids, let's talk about biodiversity. Hey, women, let's talk about traditional medicine. Which plants do you use? Why children is so sick with stomach bugs if you have all the herbs that can cure them? Like, why we're not using them anymore? And they're like, no, we do, but then the doctor said that it's not very good, this medicine. So 2 years of a conversation of what is happening. And the first project we made was a coloring book. So children make a coloring book, and then they explain me, oh, well, this frog, oh, el tapir, the bee. Actually, my town, Sinacantan, is called the bat of the mountains. Oh, really? I learn. We share knowledge. And this book brings people together because we didn't have money to make like a fancy book, but all the women like really make an effort to put this book together with the resources we had. Someone there took photocopies, and we made copies for the whole town. Everyone. I found out a few weeks ago that Elena, that was a child, she became an environmental engineer. I'm not saying that it's me, because I don't think so. I'm too small in her life to say it was me. But what we share, everything I learned from her was very powerful. And now that I know that she's an environmental engineer, it really gives something to my life, a gift that I cannot explain the joy. So we don't know. We don't know what our actions are going to take us, or if that maybe was inspiring for her. I don't know that. But I was present there, and then I was not rushing. We took time just for coloring, to make a coloring book. Another project, I love the ocean, and Chesapeake Bay has lost probably 90% of the oyster reef. There's a lot of actions, and sometimes those actions are so aggressive. Hey, stop polluting the ocean, what is happening? And then I wanted to create a space for dialogue, where people had an experience to touch the shells and remember, okay, what can I do? Well, actually, if I ate an oyster, it's not bad. But I just need to make sure I put the shells back to the ocean because the baby oysters need to attach to the oyster to grow in the oyster reef. So which actions you could bring to create dialogue and to make powerful experiences that it really connect you and lead you to something else. So I really make an effort to be present in my life. And how I'm working nowadays, this wonder, now as a mother, I ask my children, teach me again how to have fun. I don't have fun anymore. I'm too serious. I'm so boring. Really boring. I'm just telling you what to do. So I say, okay, well, what are we going to do with these rocks? Oh, I teach you. Oh, okay. Mud. Look at that. I wish I could have fun in mud like that again. But I'm too worried because I have to wash the clothes. Okay, drop the story. Just catch yourself in that story again and again. And then maybe one day, for 1 second, you might be able to walk this earth with that sense of wonder. So now that I share some of this with you, I would like to, again, if you want to close your eyes, if you don't, it's okay. But how are we going to connect with Earth now that we have this invitation to walk with a sense of wonder? Think about a tree. Maybe there is a tree that you like in your backyard, or just think about a tree that you like. And then we're just going to take one breath. This tree is producing oxygen. So inhale the oxygen from the tree. And then when you inhale this oxygen, you are going to exhale CO2. And when you exhale, open your eyes if you have your eyes closed, and think that your exhale is CO2, and that's the nourishment for the tree. That's what the tree needs. Is that reciprocity? Is that exchange with nature reciprocity? In an effortless action of your body. Inhaling oxygen, exhale of CO2. So yes, an excess of CO2, well, but just think about the act of reciprocity with that tree. Because we have that gift of breath, of life, of innovation. So innovation is a seed. It's that seed that you got when you were born, unique. And it's a seed that is being growing. And you don't know that. I don't know that because it's inside. So the question is, how are you going to nourish that seed of innovation in yourself? Which nourishment are you going to give it? Are you going to give good one, good, stressful, or good one? Like, that's your choice. But that choice needs to come with awareness, with presence. So, to finalize, I will tell you from my experience that seed of innovation that I have, it needs few things that are really important. First of all, I need to pay attention and acknowledge that seed I have of innovation is unique. But then, once I'm open for nourishment, it requires a lot of courage. Courage. You need to be brave. I need to be brave to embrace my mistakes, to face my mistakes with accountability. When I make a mistake, when I, again, catch myself doing something that, oh, well, this was not what I expected, but you need to take courage. And you need to keep trying. You need to work hard of protecting that seed. And then, once that you have that courage, what you need is to have purpose. So what is the purpose? You don't need to know, because probably that seed is going to give you guidance when you start growing. But try to think about what is the higher purpose and how that higher purpose could really give that direction for innovation to thrive and to flourish in your life. Thank you so much.